Back to those developments from Washington. The government funding bill is now heading to the president's desk for his signature after passing the House today. The House voted on that $1.7 trillion spending bill. It passed with bipartisan support in both the House and the Senate. Joining us now to break it down is WSFA White House correspondent John Decker. John, what does this bill include? What does it do?
Yeah, it's a massive bill. It's $1.7 trillion. It funds the federal government through the rest of the fiscal year, which runs through September 30th of 2023. Let me give you some of the headlines. First of all, big increase, 10% increase in defense funding, altogether $858 billion in defense funding, including a 4.6% pay raise for members of the armed services. In addition to that, as far as non-defense spending, that's at $773 billion. And then separately, $45 billion, we've spoken about this, $45 billion devoted to Ukraine, helping in their war effort against the Russian military. There's $38 billion in emergency funding for those states that are dealing with natural disasters and the cleanup and aftermath of those natural disasters. And TikTok, also implicated by this legislation. TikTok is now banned from all federal devices. So those are some of the headlines as it relates to what this bill is all about.
John, why were so many Republicans in the House against this legislation?
They wanted a seat at the table. That's the short answer, you know, and because Democrats controlled the process in these waning days of Congress, they were left out of the process of determining what this bill looked like. Come January 3rd, that's going to change. Republicans will control the House of Representatives. The Senate will still be controlled by Democrats. And what Republicans in the House wanted, at least the vast majority of them, is to delay this bill from being put together until the new year when there's a new Congress. That didn't happen. And as a result, the next time that this House of Representatives, which will be controlled by Republicans, will have their say in terms of what the budget looks like, will likely be around this time next year.
And John, the House January 6th Select Committee released its final report late yesterday as a comprehensive document. What are some of the committee's main findings and any reaction from former President Donald Trump?
Well, the president did react to this report that came out late last night, 845-page report. He put out a statement on his social media site, also put out a video today calling it a witch hunt, still insisting falsely that he won the 2020 election. Some of the conclusions include the idea that January 6th would not have happened were it not for Donald Trump. They say in this report that he oversaw that fake elector scheme in which the results in 7 states that Trump lost were attempted to be overturned. Trump knew, according to this report, that the fraud allegations he was putting forward were false and continued to amplify them. And another thing that came out of this, very interesting, is there's no evidence that Donald Trump reached out to any national security officials, the Department of Defense, the Homeland Security Department, Capitol Police, to prevent the attack on the Capitol from occurring on January 6th.
John Decker live in Washington, D.C. John, thank you for your insight and have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.